Hey everybody, it's Jay-Z. Welcome to the webinar. This webinar is about how you can start your Christian blog and write your first blog post. I'm the born again blogger. So let's jump into it. We're going to look at what is a blog, also who can blog. Next, we're going to look at why blog, when should you blog, and how do you blog. All right, so let's just take a brief glance at what the term blog actually means. Well, you have it in noun form, so that is a regularly updated website or web page, typically one run by an individual or small group that is written in an informal or conversational style. So that's blog as a noun. You can also use blog as a verb, which means to add new material to or regularly update a blog. For example, it's been about a week since I last blogged, so you have it as a verb. Here are some examples. Of course, you've all seen blogs before. This is a blog excerpt. You see here that once the blog post is written, you can have a page of excerpts with the little read more link. So you would just click through to it and then you get to the full blog post. Here's another example. You have the blog excerpt once more with the category over here, for example. Then you can click through. Then you see the full blog post. So just a few examples of what a blog post looks like as a reminder. Who can blog? Well, this is the exciting part. Any Christian can blog. Yes. For example, Bible journalers might want to blog, preachers, teachers. You can also have testifiers. Every Christian has a testimony. So you can simply testify in your blog. Really, any Christian can have a blog. Here you see examples of the types of people that can have a blog. For example, you have teachers, you have somebody that's testifying over here, you have somebody that's evangelizing, you've got Bible journalers. So, for example, Bible journalers can tell people about how they do their journal, and they can post pictures and things they otherwise could not do just by journaling. So here's a question you may be asking yourself, and that is, why blog? Well, let's just look at a few examples of why you might blog. The first few, you can fulfill the Great Commission. You can share information regarding the gospel of Jesus Christ, thus fulfilling the Great Commission. You can have evergreen content. So this means you can reshare the same content, for example, instead of like on Facebook or Twitter, these posts that you make, they go away pretty quickly. Very quickly, as a matter of fact. But when you have your own blog, you can keep that information handy. You can keep it out in front of people by resharing it and things like that. So you can have evergreen content. Also, very important, you can monetize your blog. You can make extra income. So we'll look at briefly how you might be able to do that. Also, it's a creative outlet, just gives you a chance to get information that is within you out into an effective environment which can impact people in a positive way. You can teach, you can testify, you can encourage others, you can inspire others with your own blog. So just more examples of what we looked at earlier. Teachers, testifiers, Bible journalers, it's all available to you in a blog as a great outlet. Here's a quick look at how you might monetize your blog. Something very simple and easy. Amazon has an associates program, so you can just grab some code after you sign up with Amazon Associates. You can easily place that code within your blog, anywhere in your blog, and there you have a clickable, embeddable product that you might endorse, such as a Christian book or some other information about journaling. You can put kitchen products, you can put any types of products in here. And the great thing is, if somebody goes to Amazon using your link to buy this product or any other product, you will get credit within a certain amount of a time period. So that's also exciting for all bloggers. So you might ask yourself, well, when's a good time to start? And I would say, hey, Why would you want to wait? It's so easy and accessible to start your own blog. There's really no reason to wait. So then how would you get started? How do you get blogging? Well, let me just let you know that I've used HostGator for a good number of years, and I've always had good success with them. You can look at my blog, The Born Again Blogger. Now, even though HostGator is my preference, you can of course use any provider you so wish to use. The important thing I would say is just to get going with the blogging. So let's take a look at how easy it is for any Christian to get started with their own Christian blog. All right, so here's how easy it is to get started. If you go over to bornagainblogger.com, there's a link here on the side for HostGator. All you need to do is click on that. That will open up a window for the HostGator plans. Over here on the HostGator plans, there are three options. The business plan you most likely will not need starting out. The baby plan has unlimited domains, so unless you're planning to launch more than one website, you probably don't need this. And then over here, the hatchling plan, I'm going to choose that for this for one single domain. So let's click on Buy Now. We're now over on the registration page. Now you're going to want to have a domain name. You may already have a domain name. If you do, you would come over into this tab and just go ahead and enter your existing domain. However, I'm going to register one here. Let's just choose Saved by Grace. And I'm sure somebody has this .com, but we can choose something else. Let's see what they have. So if we go down here, I like the .club. .club is a top-level domain like .com, so that is available. I'll go ahead and grab that. That's for search engine purposes as far as top-level domain goes. That's just something that the search engines recognize, so that's still good to go. Domain privacy protection. Okay, this is optional for you. I'm not going to select that, but this is something where they will hide your private information on the public website Whois. And really, I don't need it. I'm not too concerned about it, but you do have that option. So we will pass by that. Now the next thing you want to do is choose a hosting plan. We've chosen the hatchling plan. Let's look at our options here for billing. Of course, you'll save more the longer out you pay. I'm just going to go ahead with the monthly at $10.95. I'll need to enter a username. I'm just going to use what I chose for my domain name, Saved by Grace. Then I'm going to have to enter a security PIN. So since I will need to enter information to finish this, I will save that for a few moments. Over here on the left, enter your billing information. Just go ahead with your email and your basic information here on the left, and then you can add a credit card or choose PayPal to pay. So I will take care of that here momentarily, and you can do that while I do my end if you like. Let's finish this out though and see what your other options are. For additional services, here you have the option to protect your website. They do recommend it. I'm going to deselect it for this because WordPress actually has a little option in there called Jetpack, which can get you started with monitoring your website and so forth. And then you can always upgrade later if you wish. And the pricing here is fantastic. Billed annually, but these are all very inexpensive when you order through HostGator. There is a backup option. I'm going to deselect that as well. Briefly, this will back up your website every day, and you can go out for a couple weeks to even longer if you wish, and then have a one-click restore should something happen to your website. I'm going to pass on that because you will get a weekly backup if that will suffice for you. For me, it works, but again, that's optional. A weekly backup, they will back up your data once a week and then overwrite that backup every week. So at least you have a weekly backup going for you. So as we move down to the bottom here, there's already a coupon code in here entered for you. And as we scroll to the bottom, we see that we have a total, we have 25. Then we have a discount for $5.05, some tax, and our total is $21.62. At least my total is for today, which includes the domain name and the first month hosting. So that's fantastic. I can get started for $21 or so. I'm very happy with that. So as we scroll back up, I'm going to enter my information. You can do the same if you'd like to pause the video, and then we'll catch up right after that. Okay, so I'm done filling in my information. Hopefully you are done as well. Let's come back down here to the bottom. By the way, my total changed slightly. It was reduced because there was a Texas sales tax in there by default, and I am not in Texas. So what you need to do now is just click this checkbox to agree to the terms. Go ahead and click Checkout Now. All right, success. Thank you for your order. Payment completed. So right now, HostGator is setting up the account in the background. So that will take a few moments. All right, HostGator is done building the account for us. I'm just going to X out of that pop-up here. So here's your customer portal here, and you have different options to access your billing information, hosting, domains, and support. Everything's nice and tidy in here for you. Now, right now they have sent an email to you, so let's have a look at the email. All right, so you should have received an email from HostGator. Here's my email to the Born Again blogger. Here's the website, savedbygrace.club. My username and temporary password is right here. So you'll want to highlight that. Go ahead and copy that. And then let's go to your control panel. So now we're at the login screen for your control panel where you can install your blog and WordPress. I'll just go ahead and enter my username. You go ahead and do the same thing. Let's paste the temporary password in password. Click Login. Now this opens up your environment to do the things you need to do. Right here you have a Build a New WordPress Site. Let's click on that. This is nice and easy. Go ahead and choose your domain. Mine is savedbygrace.club. You don't need to enter anything here in the directory field. Click Next. So let's just give the blog a title. You can always change this down the road if you like. I'm going to keep the admin user the same as my domain name. And I'm just going to put whatever in the first and last name, not too critical here. Then go ahead and put an email address for your admin. Then down at the bottom here, make sure that these boxes are checked, that you agree to the terms, and that you want it to automatically create a new database for the installation. Click Install. And right now it's installing your WordPress installation. Nice and quick. Here are your details. Let's see if we can log in. Highlight your temporary password. Copy it. We know the username, so remember your username. Click Login. Now, let's go ahead with our username. Paste your temporary password. Click Login. Now you get to visit your brand new blog. And isn't this wonderful? So here you are moments away from making your first blog post. Up here at the top, you can click New and Post. Now, all you have to do is give it a title, Saved by Grace, for example. Then you can tab out, and that will place your cursor into the body of your blog, and you can start typing. So you can easily highlight these things just as you would with a word processor. You can bold, you can italicize. Once you are done with your blog post, all you'll need to do is click publish, and it's just that simple. You can see just how easy it is to get a blog post posted. Once that is complete, all you have to do to view it is click on View Post, and you can get a look at it. Look at that. It's nice and dated for you. There's your title. Here is the body of your blog post, and it's just that simple. All right, so that should do it for this webinar. I want to thank you for joining me. Feel free to go through this content again to get started with your new blog, and happy blogging.